Sonora, Mexico. A wild, open, rugged territory where the land is both beautiful and unforgiving. Here, in Mexico's northern region, this land provides some of the country's best views and most treasured culinary traditions.
¡Qué rico! Oh, I'm so happy I tried these.
And at the heart of those recipes, pure Sonora, with its extraordinary raw ingredients. Today, those ingredients inspire me to cook a feast for my hardworking crew.
Excuse me?
And to get the most of the experience, I'm cooking at an hacienda, right in the heart of the countryside, using ingredients straight from the land. Up first, a traditional Sonoran soup that is both homey and simple to make. Sonora's beloved caldo de queso.
It's a perfect caldo de queso.
And since we're on a pecan farm, I'm making an oh-so-satisfying chicken with a smooth, nutty, velvety pecan sauce. Served with fresh grilled asparagus topped with spicy, buttered chiltepín and pecan crumble.
Thanks, Pati.
Yay!
Gracias, Pati.
Thank you, guys.
Dame tu chocolate, dame café caliente, dame tu corazón.
This is truly a dream because I am cooking in an hacienda in Sonora on the outskirts of Hermosillo. And this is actually a pecan growing hacienda. And this is just such a treat, not just for me, but for my team who are here and we're... Kevin, Daniel, Mari, Amado, Dan, Dave, and I'm cooking for me, but mostly for them, and you can get the recipes too. We are starting with a caldo de queso, which is a most traditional soup here in Sonora. And I'm excited because every time I've come to Sonora, every single time, which has been 2 times, I've eaten caldo de queso. Caldo de queso is a recipe that just screams out Sonora. And it's a homey, nurturing, super simple to make soup that can become part of your soup rotation because it is so delicious and so easy to put together. So I'm chopping an onion. So I started by putting 4 chiles verdes. That's what they're called here in Sonora, though you may know them as Anaheim chilies. And los estoy asando. That's a word we use in Mexico and in Spanish to say when you're gonna toast something. Now you can either toast it by putting it on the comal, which is what I'm doing back there, or you can grill it, or you can broil it. What it accomplishes is we are cooking the flesh of the chile and we're completely transforming the essence of these ingredients. So instead of being fresh and grassy and crunchy and bright, it's gonna be more intense. It's gonna coax out the flavors. So once that you see the skin that it's completely charred, that means that when you sweat it, it's gonna come off. I'm gonna add this one is ready. These guys are gonna start sweating and you can see the steam. And you can see how the skin is starting to wrinkle even more. Okay, so we have the chile sweating, we have the chopped onion. I'm gonna do 3 potatoes. I'm gonna peel them. Caldo de queso is the soup of Sonora. And an amazing thing about this soup is that you can make it year-round because these ingredients you can find year-round. And the results are delicious and unpretentious. Pretty much like everything here in Sonora. So we're gonna chop these potatoes. Let me check my chilies. Ooh, this is so nice. See? You can see how they used to be puffier and bigger and they sweated for the time I've been cutting the potatoes. So you can clean your chilies under the sink, but you can also just grab a little bowl with water because this helps remove the skin and just remove the skin like this. It's so fast. It's so easy. I'm gonna open the chiles and then we're gonna use a little bit of this water to remove the seeds. I'm gonna cut them into little rajas. And raja, you just refer to any chile that is cut into strips. And I want them like in big bite size. Because I like to bite into things, even in my soup. And I'm gonna add 1 chopped ripe tomato. Tiny little bites of tomato that are gonna brighten the soup and give it a little bit of color. Put it in here. So I have this pot. I'm gonna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And here I have the potatoes and the onion that I already diced, and I'm gonna add them all together, and I want them to start browning. So what I wanna do here is I wanna start browning the potatoes and the onion, and I'm seasoning with salt throughout the cooking process. So a little bit of salt, because I want those potatoes and that onion to start getting a little bit of that salt. And I have these over medium-high heat. By browning and softening the onion first and browning the potato, you're giving the vegetables their own layer of flavor. So they're gonna be packed with taste in the soup. So now I'm gonna add the chicken broth. I'm gonna let these come to a simmer, and I'm gonna add the chile verde or the Anaheim, and then we're adding the diced tomato. And this is gonna be another punch of color. Come see how pretty this is. Kev, please. Pretty?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna add a little bit of like freshness to the soup. I'm gonna reduce the heat just a little because I'm about to add milk, which is a traditional addition to the caldo de queso or sopa de queso. And you don't wanna add milk to a soup over a very high heat because it can curdle. I'm gonna add 2 cups. The milk makes the broth very creamy, and I don't know, it just gives it a really nice depth that goes really well with the next thing we're gonna add, which is cheese. I'm gonna dice my queso fresco. Who wants the first one? Amado?
Oh, Marie.
I don't know which plates to choose from. Like, should I use these? Should I use these? Should I use these? They're all gorgeous. I should be making 3 different soups. So I have my cheese. I have my soup. I have my plates. Excuse me. Put a little bit of cheese here. Okay, that's a lot. Oh, look at these. This soup is making me so happy already. I'm biting into the cheese. It's still a little firm, but so sweet and mellow, and contrasts with the roasted Anaheim, which is subtle but rustic and has that fresh bite of the tomato. This is such a comforting, delicious piece of Sonora that you could make every day at home. This is for Amado, and Amado has accompanied us throughout our trip here in Sonora. He's helped us tell us where to go. He's driven us everywhere. He's opened doors everywhere. And he knows a good caldo de queso. I'm a little worried, but let's see.
It looks good.
It looks good. You can be completely honest.
It's a perfect caldo de queso. That's the taste, the creamy, the milk, y el queso regional es el mejor.
You're a perfect Amado. It's the perfect caldo de queso for the perfect Amado. Amado, thank you for everything you've done for us.
I feel so incredibly lucky sometimes. Not only to be able to travel my home country in search of our most treasured culinary stories, but also to be able to share these journeys with this great team.
So proud of my team. They're all learning Spanish. Kevin, ¿cuánta hambre tienes?
Sí.
Sí, mucha.
Mucho.
We spend 2 weeks on the road together every year, traveling a different region in Mexico each time, sharing adventures and amazing food. I couldn't think of a better group of people to share these experiences with.
Is it so good? You have to give it a bite. I mean, isn't it crazy good?
Gracias.
Come here, Kev. Did you get the sauce? Did you get the sauce? Did you get the sauce?
Did you get the beer shot?
Yeah. Have some more beer.
Looks like part of the engine of the car is not in the car anymore. Amado. Amado's giving us a hand. ¿Listo? Gracias, Amado. Alex, Mexican-American, handsome, amazing sense of humor, looking for a girl.
It's all true.
Thank you, Mary. This is Mary, and she's gonna be so happy because she's a vegetarian.
We have so much fun, but everybody works so hard. It just feels so right to be able to cook for all of us as the traveling family that we've become.
We are cooking in a Pecan hacienda. So I'm going to make a Pecan sauce chicken. And this dish is traditional of Sonora, but also the neighboring state, Chihuahua, the entire region, because they love pecans. And we have a ton of pecans right here. And I just got some fresh spring onions from their garden. So I have my comal, you can use a griddle, you can use a grill, and I have set it up over medium heat. I'm going to cut the heads. And we're gonna use this as a rustic base to make this pecan sauce. And then I have 2 garlic cloves. I'm not gonna remove the skin because I'm also going to char or toast it. So I'm gonna put it right here. And then I'm gonna use 3 ancho chiles, and you can see they're smallish, but they're beautiful. The color is a red wine color, and they're pliable and soft. I'm going to remove the stems. Removing the seeds. Their flavor is a little bit like chocolatey, a little bit like prunes, which is perfect because we're also using prunes. So I'm gonna do 3 of these, and I'm gonna also toast them here. And why are we toasting the chiles? Because we're already toasting the onion and the garlic. You could go ahead and just rehydrate the chilies with water or broth, but if you toast them, you sort of wake up their flavor a little bit more. So you wanna toast them like this. You can see the skin, it's changing. Those chiles are really waking up. It's more intense, but at the same time, oh, this breeze is so nice. At the same time, so the flavor becomes more intense, but it also sweetens because the sugar of the ingredients comes out and kind of explodes. And here I have 4 cups of chicken broth. You could use vegetable broth, you could use water, but chicken broth, with chicken, better. So I'm adding the 3 ancho chiles. You ready for me, Kev?
Hold on.
So we have the 3 ancho chiles, and in here I'm going to add a cup of pecans and a 1/4 cup of prunes that are pitted and are going to add tangy, sweet taste that actually matches a little bit of the flavor of the ancho chiles. So we want these to simmer for a few minutes so that it can be pureed. And then these onions and garlic, I think, are almost ready. We want them charred, but we don't want them burned. So I'm gonna remove them from my griddle. It's not mine. They lent it to me, okay? And the garlic, which you can see how it charred on the outside, should be soft on the inside. We're gonna let this cool for a little bit. While that cools, right here I have my deep, heavy, extended skillet that I have heating over medium-high heat. And I'm gonna add like 3 tablespoons of oil. I want it to be hot. And I have a whole chicken that I cut up, and I'm going to sprinkle some salt and pepper. We're gonna brown it about 3 to 4 minutes. First, skin side down. I'm protecting my people. I'm adding some salt on top too. It's looking beautiful. Just look at the crisp skin. Something that I've learned about the food of Sonora is that most dishes have very few ingredients, but the dishes are packed with flavor. And food here is unpretentious, but it's really delicious, and it's hearty, and it's nurturing, and it's filling, and I get the sense that food here is really, really family friendly. Really family friendly. As these browns, I'm gonna get ready to puree my sauce. And here, the garlic that I had charred. So you remove this charred skin. I'm gonna remove the tails, my spring onions. I'm gonna add the garlic cloves, the charred spring onions. And you can see the pecans, how they softened. We're gonna add everything in here. You just have to start slow, okay? Because it was a lot of content and it was hot. So cover it really well and start pureeing slow. I'm driving shift stick here. Okay, so super pureed. Oh, you can see how beautiful it is. Smooth, soft, and the smell. This is unlike anything you've tasted before. Think pecans, prunes, ancho chile, roasted onion and garlic. That's what it smells like. So I'm gonna pour that over my chicken that's been browning over there. Come with me. So we have the chicken that's been browning and crisping, and it smells like delicious fried chicken already. And I'm gonna pour the pecan sauce, and it's gonna jump all over the place. And I'm wearing a really cute shirt, and I don't wanna stain it. I season the chicken very generously with salt and pepper, so I'm not gonna add any salt to the sauce until this finishes cooking, and then I'm gonna taste and see if it needs a little bit more salt. So I'm gonna cover these, reduce the heat to medium-low, and it's gonna cook for about 35 to 40 minutes. So the chicken cooking, and I flip this griddle and it has a grill side. I set it up over medium here, and I have the most gorgeous, gigantic, and fattest asparagus I've ever seen. I mean, look at this. And this is also a local ingredient that's super loved in Sonora and used a lot, but it's also exported a lot. And I have some that we already cleaned here. I'm gonna clean a few more, and I'm gonna show you how to clean them. You wanna have it flat on the surface because you're gonna press with the vegetable peeler, and you wanna go down. And since you're pressing, that's why you wanna have them straight onto a surface, so the asparagus spear doesn't break. And what this is going to do is going to make the finished cooked asparagus have a very silky and smooth exterior to bite into. You don't have to do this, but I think you should do this. So the other thing you wanna do is you wanna cut the dry part of the asparagus, which is the bottom. And depending on the state of the asparagus, how much you wanna cut from the bottom. These are so fresh and so chubby and so big, it's gonna be very little. I have my grill here set over medium heat. I'm gonna drizzle my asparagus with a little bit of olive oil. Then we're gonna add some salt and some pepper. And then we're just gonna put them on the grill. While the asparagus is cooking, I'm gonna make a pecan chiltepín butter sauce to dress them with. I'm gonna chop like a handful of pecans. Let's check on the chicken. Ooh, this is looking beautiful. Let me get my spoon. We wanna baste this a little. You can see as the chicken is cooking how the sauce is thickening. It smells delicious and it's looking a little bit like a mole consistency. You can see the color change, it's much deeper. So I'm gonna continue to cover this. I'm gonna flip my asparagus. You can see how the salt is sweating on them. Ooh, beautiful. And we're gonna make the butter sauce. So for these, I have my pan here set over low heat. And I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of unsalted butter. And I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I'll add the pecans and chiltepín chiles, which everybody here in Sonora seems to have a bush of chiltepín in their home. So I just picked some from the garden there. And you can see how beautiful they are, the color. They use them on everything. They are feisty and they have so much flavor. Then I'm chopping these chiltepines. I'm gonna add this in here. We're adding a little bit of salt, mixing that up. You can see how pretty this looks already. The brown pecans with the butter, the feisty chiltepín. The last thing I'm gonna do is squeeze a little fresh lime juice. And I found a treasure of tools here in this kitchen. Look at these adorable lime squeezers. I mean, they're so beautiful, like I can't choose which one I want to use. I think since I've never used one of these, I'm gonna go for these. Let's see what happens. Oh, I love this tool. Let me see if the asparagus is ready. Let's see. We're gonna cut into one. Ooh, crunchy. The crunch. It tastes so green. Let's dress them. Chiltepín pecan buttered asparagus, and then we're gonna eat these with this pecan sauce chicken. I don't think that's gonna be too much pecans. It's just pecans in two different ways. Oh, and this is looking so beautiful. So this is how you know if the chicken is ready. You grab a little paring knife or a little sharp knife and you poke the chicken. And if the juices come clear, that means the chicken is ready. Now you can decide if you want no juices to come out of the chicken, but then you're gonna have a pretty dry chicken. So I think we're set. Look at the color, look at the consistency of the sauce. And then I have some rice here. The chicken is so juicy and moist, and the sauce, it's rich, it's nutty. The sauce is thick but creamy, so nicely seasoned. It's so delicious. You have to try these. It's really satisfying. You feel the kick of the chiltepín, but then it's really fun to bite into the chunks of pecans, and then you got that splash of citrus from the lime juice. All these dishes are simple enough that you can make them at home wherever you are, because you can find all these ingredients, and you will have a bite of Sonora right in your home. Then Alex.
A ver.
James.
Yes.
Which one do you want?
Is that the thigh?
Yes.
See?
See?
Carol.
Thanks, Patty.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, guys.